Just last month, I closed this deal for $10,000, this deal for $12,000, and this deal for $17,000. I've been in Miami for the past month and haven't seen a single one of these homes. This is all by closing these deals over the phone. How did I close $30,000 last month while you're still struggling to close your first 10? You've been talking to sellers every single day, week, and month, but for some reason, every single time you talk to those sellers, they say, let me think about it. They tell you, no, I don't want your offer. They tell you, I don't trust you. They say, let me talk to my attorney, or better off, they just ghost you. Every single lead will sell you their property if you say the right things. So if you're a wholesaler struggling to get that first contract, struggling to get that first yes, struggling to make your first 10,000, this video is for you. My name is Roy Gonzalez. I'm a 22-year-old entrepreneur and real estate investor. Just last year, my digital real estate company made over $350,000 wholesaling properties nationwide. And after reviewing thousands of these calls, I realized there are 7 beliefs your seller needs to have in order to say yes to your offer. These are also the 7 reasons your seller will tell you no. So on your next call, make sure you build up these 7 beliefs before you make your pitch. Number 1 is pain and problem awareness. Your seller needs to believe that they actually have a problem that is worth solving. And this is why asking about your seller's motivation is so important. No, the condition of the property does not matter. No, the time or the price does not matter. What matters is, can you help this person out of a situation? I call, I close, I serve. If by the end of the call, you don't feel like you're serving anyone, that is not a lead, and I promise you, you will waste your time. They must believe the situation they're in is a problem worth solving. If they feel no urgency, they won't act, no matter how good your offer is. Number 2 is cost of inaction. Your seller must believe if they don't take action right now, the problem is only going to get worse. If your seller's in a situation where the problem doesn't get worse, well, they're probably not gonna be as motivated to sell right now. These are situations like if the tenant isn't paying rent on time. Well, the problem's gonna get worse because they're gonna stack up fees as they don't pay rent. This also applies to pre-foreclosure leads. If someone isn't making their payments on time, the bank is going to take their property and their credit is going to plummet. That is a cost of inaction. In order for your seller to sell you their property, they need to understand there is a cost for waiting, whether that's financially, emotionally, or just time-based. Remember that you're not selling them on a cash offer. You're selling them on freedom from their pain. Number 3, desire for change. Your seller can talk about how they want to sell their property all they want, but until they actually commit to taking action to get rid of that property, nothing's going to change. You need to get your seller in the mindset of, hey, I need to sell this property. I'm committed to selling this property. I'm ready to go. This is always easier whenever you get the first 2, pain awareness and cost of inaction. Usually your seller will start to gain the desire for change once you have those 2. Your seller must believe they want to move forward, not just talk about it. If they don't truly want change, they won't say yes. Even if you offer them $500,000 for their property, if they don't want change, they won't say yes. Number 4, belief in the timeline. Your seller must believe this is the right time to sell their property. Now, typically, most wholesalers skip over this, and then they'll run into the objection of, hey, call me back tomorrow. Hey, call me back in a month from now. Hey, call me back a year from now. That is the last thing you want to happen. In order for you to get a contract today, your seller needs to feel like this is the right time to sell their property. If they are not mentally or emotionally prepared to sell their property right now, today, you will always come across the objection of maybe later. A key question I like to ask is, Mr. Seller, what would 100% need to happen today for you to sell your property ASAP? Number 5, trust in the process. The seller needs to understand that getting a cash offer is the best method for them. The best way I like to go about this is offering them different options. Hey, Mr. Seller, have you thought about putting on the market with a realtor? Oh no, why not? Okay, awesome. Hey, Mr. Seller, maybe that is not the best option for you. Have you thought about maybe just putting some money into the property and fix and flipping it yourself? No, why not? Okay, Mr. Seller, those 2 options aren't the best for you. Do you feel like getting a cash offer would work for you where you can just be done with the property? That sounds good? Perfect, let's move forward. Give complete clarity to your seller. They need to understand the entire process of working with a cash investor, all the way from when they sign that agreement to when they receive their funds. What happens between those stages? Go in depth, explain everything to them, and then after you do that, ask, hey, Do you have any questions on the process? If your seller has 0 questions, you're good to go from this belief. Number 6, trust in you. Your seller is getting hundreds of calls, different people trying to make them cash offers, different people calling them about car insurance, different people trying to get over on them every single day. What's gonna make you different? I'll tell you what's not gonna make you different. Calling your seller and asking about,
when's the last time you replaced your refrigerator? When's the last time you replaced your roof? And
like, asking about the condition of the property will only put you in the same bucket. But instead, if you call, you build rapport, and you ask about their situation and how you can provide value, that's how your seller will trust you. Once your seller understands that you're there to help them, they feel like, hey, I can lower my guard and I can trust this person with my property. You also want to establish credibility. Act as a local investor. If my property's on Main Street, if I see 2 streets over, there's a property called Wood Street, I'll say, hey, Mr. Seller, I have a property there on Wood Street. Do you know where that is? He says yes. It makes him feel like I'm a local person. I also like to do the same thing for local restaurants. I'll tell the seller, hey, have you ever ate at this burger joint right down the street? They'll say, yes, I love it there, right? This makes me feel like I'm local. This gives me the credibility. I even like to tell the seller my story. I say, hey, Mr. Seller, it's just me, my mom, and my wife who are fixing and flipping properties. We've been doing this for 2 to 3 years. We're not a huge company or anything like that, but we can definitely help you in your situation. I've always taken these approaches because it makes me feel like I'm a local investor. I'm not this huge shark trying to get over on them. Once your seller feels like you're a shark trying to get over on them, their guard goes up and they run away. It also helps for you to establish credibility on the phone. Show that you're an authority figure. Show that you actually know what you're talking about. This is why it's important for you to invest in yourself, invest in your education. Get a mentor. I'm not saying you go with me, but go with somebody who can teach you exactly what to say on the phone and how to say it, and also help you with making sure you actually know what you're talking about. Because I can promise you, if your seller has a hint that you're a wholesaler or someone who doesn't know what they're talking about, or someone that they don't feel like can actually close on their property, guard goes up, they go ghost. And before we even get to number 7, you need to make sure you have 1 through 6 before you even get this belief. Number 7, belief in your offer. If your investor feels like you're this shark that's just trying to come after them and get over on them and take their property for the amount that it's not worth, your seller will always say no to your offer. Now, most of your sellers, they're in la la land. It is your job to bring them back down to earth. The best way you can do that is using 1 through 6 against them and really pushing down on those pain points so that they can move. Another thing you can do is use logic. If your seller wants this amount, use the comps in the area and say, hey, Mr. Seller, I'm seeing that these are the comps in the area and it just doesn't match up to what you're asking for. A really good tactic I like to use for bringing my seller down to earth is, hey, Mr. Seller, I understand that you want that $200,000 for your property. And I see that there are some properties in this neighborhood selling for that amount. Now, I've been buying properties in this neighborhood for the past 2 years, and I can understand that there are 2 different types of properties in this neighborhood. Some that are completely fixed up, brand new kitchen, brand new bathroom. Those are typically going for that $200,000. And then some properties that are just in original condition, not saying they're too bad, but need a little bit of TLC, those are going for more of the 120 to maybe 150. What bucket do you feel like your property is in? Your seller is going to admit that their property isn't completely renovated. So once you get that confirmation, you'll say, hey, so that makes sense. Well, do you feel like you just want to put money into your property so that you can get that $200,000? No, I don't want to do that. Well, look, Mr. Seller, I'm at 120. This is what I feel like the property is actually worth. I see you're at $200,000. Well, we both agreed that that's not what it's actually worth. Let's see if we can meet somewhere in the middle where you can walk away with a fair cash offer and I can walk away with a good investment. The key here, don't argue with your seller. Make them feel like they made the decision to accept your offer. Because if they can make the decision, then they will feel like the offer is fair enough. Those are the 7 beliefs that your seller needs to have in order to say yes. I want you to remember you're not trying to argue with your seller. Every objection that comes up with your seller, whether that's a no, a maybe later, let me think about it, is a missing belief. So climb back down the ladder, figure out which belief you're missing, and rebuild it with your seller. If you thought this video was helpful and you want an in-depth training on how to actually get 1 through 7 beliefs completed on a sales call, or you just want more in-depth training on sales psychology, I teach all of this in my digital real estate blueprint. The same exact system that helped Ollie close $28,000 in 15 days, Aiden closed $9,500 from high school, and John Luca closed $40,000 this month at the age of 19. They achieved these results because this is not a course. This is one-on-one guidance. Me and you will be working one-on-one every other week to make sure your wholesale business is on track to hit $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 every single month. And this is not for everyone. This is for people who are serious about getting to the next level in their wholesale business, whether that's providing for your family or just quitting your 9-to-5, or you just want to actually live a life that's full of financial freedom. This is the mentorship for you. If you want more information on this, go ahead and click the first link in the description down below. Book a call with my team and we'll see if you're a good fit. And if you feel like you're not ready for one-on-one guidance just yet, at least subscribe and watch this video if you really want to learn how to make $100,000 this year, and watch this video if you want to hear me live on a sales call getting a $13,000 price negotiation done. See you on the next video.